Boo. What's up? It's your legally distinct Bigfoot creature from outer space here with Spider Grills to once again tell you we got some cooking to do. Almost Halloween season. As you can see, I'm getting ready for party. Got a Halloween party coming up. Have decorations, you know. I don't know if you celebrate spooky season, but I'm bringing you one of my favorite spooky party recipes. Super easy to do, gets the creepy crawlies going. Yes, it is 8-legged, and no, it is not a giant spider. I did look for giant spiders, but unfortunately we don't live in Australia, and this is the biggest one I could find, and it is not edible. So what we are doing is, you guessed it, octopus, baby. Look at that. Oh yeah, trust me, it's gonna be a lot more appetizing in about 3 hours. I'm gonna show you how to cook an octopus. Fun to do, looks weird, tastes amazing. It's the best appetizer that you could do this time of year. It looks weird, but you also get to braise it in a pot of boiling water, bubbling cauldron or whatever. It's a super fun recipe to do. So grab your kids or your spooky friends and grab some octopus from the store. Follow along, it's gonna be fun. So really when you're cleaning an octopus, there should be very little prep you need to do. Your butcher's probably taken out most of the organs and the gross stuff, and then it's just a little trimming you need to get done. As you can see, mine has already been cleaned out. This is the head right here. That's already cleaned out. The thing that you want to look out for is, you can see right in here is the beak. You can use your knife to help you get in there. You just want a sharp paring knife like this. If it's tough to stick out, normally you can just stick it through there and cut it out, slice it off. If it's being like this, you might have to get your knife in there and sort of dig it out like that. But that's what you want to get that chunky beak out, because nobody wants to be eating that. Got all that out. And then the next thing you want to look for is the eyeballs, which are on the other side, and they are here. And you can do the same thing with this. You just sort of slice them out. The skin is kind of tough here, so be careful, don't cut yourself. You can just slice them off. You can get them off like that. Just think of it like any other piece of meat. It's not really that gross. They actually might have already removed the eyes from this one, but I'm gonna remove this little lump just in case. You can just slice it off like that. And there we go, we've got our octopus all cleaned up and ready to go. These are really nice, this size. I think it'll cook up really easily and give you some good long pieces. You'll see whenever you get it in the water, it'll start to curl up and start to turn purple, and that's exactly what you want. So we've got our cauldron boiling over here. I'm gonna add some lemon juice to it. And we're just gonna toss these whole lemons in, but squeeze the lemons out. Throw in our onions. Normally I'd use fresh herbs, but I didn't pick any up from the store today, so we're just gonna toss in what we got in our pantry. Handful of peppercorns, some parsley and oregano, and then finally a couple of bay leaves. So I always find it hard to believe that these actually taste like anything, but I think they do. I think they add a flavor. We'll let that simmer for a minute, and then I'll show you how to add the octopus. All right, now that this is going pretty good, we're gonna throw in our octopus. You can just lift them up like this and put them in, tentacles down. As you put them in, you'll start to see the tentacles curl up. That's normal, that's what it should do. And doing it this way will just kind of keep things in shape and keep things from getting like stuck together so that things don't cook properly. All curled up like that. And that's what you want. It's gonna cook well. It's already turning that purple color. We're gonna let that boil and simmer for about an hour, hour and a half with this size octopus. You could do anywhere from 45 minutes for smaller octopus to up to 2 hours for something like this. So while that's cooking, let's talk octopus for a minute. The reason we wanna braise this is because octopus will get really tough if we just toss it straight on the grill. This braising process softens up those tissues. Basically, it's one giant muscle. That's all this thing is. That's why when it gets hot, it starts to curl up because those fibers tense up. And so we want to let that stuff relax out a little bit. This braising process will get things nice and tender. So when we go to grill it, it'll just crisp up and get really nice and tender and juicy. And this adds a lot of flavor too. What we're gonna do next after this is marinate it for a little bit. I'm gonna make a marinade just out of olive oil, lemon juice, the same herbs and spices that we used in here. I'm gonna toss in a little hot sauce. Octopus is typically South American fare, Latin American fare. Really kind of found all over the world. It's kind of weird that we treat it as sort of a taboo thing. I have been making it for the last few years and I love eating octopus. It's one of my favorite things. You can find octopus frozen in a lot of places. If you can find it fresh, sort of a higher end grocery store over here that has a seafood market, that's where I found this. Larger octopus, sometimes you can find those small little baby ones fresh more easily. Whatever you find is great. If you're using the baby ones, we just won't slice it up afterwards. We will with these, and you can just grill them whole. But either way, it makes a great appetizer, a great sort of party favor, treat, snack to have on the table. This will fill about a platter full of just octopus limbs and rings. It's gonna be interesting, if nothing else, and that's Halloween, man. Just be weird and have fun. So we're gonna keep letting this cook, and I'll be back. We'll toss it in the marinade. We'll let that sit for about 4 hours. Then we'll fire up the grill and toss it on there, and then it'll be done. It's pretty simple. We got our octopus out of the braising liquid. It's been cooling a minute. You can see it turned purple. The skin kind of either peeled off in some places, but it's not gonna matter. It's all good to eat. And we're just gonna trim it up a little bit, get it into a good spot for cooking on the grill. So what I like to do is kind of follow these lines, these natural lines right here, up the tentacle. See them? It sounds a little weird to say, but you know, that's what we're doing. So the tentacle, all the way around. Came off right there. And these, you can slice them off, they'll cook just like that. These are larger ones, you might want to cut them into, you know, 2 pieces, kind of in the middle there. Make nice little presentation pieces too. Kind of work themselves out there. Sometimes you'll have some little bitty ones that will kind of be stuck together, like on this edge right here. And you can just cut those straight across and just use that as one piece. I like to do these sort of like calamari rings. And so you'll just cut these straight across in little ringlets. You can grill them up just like that. And do that to the next one, and then we'll toss them in our marinade. All right, got everything chopped up. I whipped up this marinade, just like I told you earlier. It's pretty simple. Just toss everything in there. Get good and coated up in there. And I'm gonna let that sit for about 4 hours. You can do it up to overnight. You want it at least in there for an hour just to kind of absorb that flavor. Then we'll get it on the grill. All right, so we got the octopus in the marinade. It's been in there for about 4 hours. I got out of that furry suit because it's still way too hot for that. But we're gonna go ahead and get the Huntsman set up. We're gonna do about a full chimney of coals, make a hot zone, get things heated up to 350, 400 degrees, and then we'll just toss the octopus right on top of that, get it nice and charred on all sides, and it's that easy. One last thing, we're gonna top it off with the perfect seasoning for spooky season, the Lane Spellbound, and I'll just give that a nice little coat as I put it on the grill. All right, we've got our grill up to temp and we've got our octopus ready. Hot zone in the back. I'm just gonna toss these on here a bit at a time. Woo. Put those to bed for a few minutes. All right, get in there and flip them over. Make sure we get a good char all the way around. There. Got a few casualties in there, but nothing too bad. All right, so we got our grilled octopus here. Everything's all looking crispy and good. It's a lot more appetizing after you get it out of the braising liquid and get it grilled up. So let's give it a shot. Get a nice, those suckers are the best part. Ready? Bon appetit. I can't even tell you how good it is. You just have to try it. Like, don't shoot the messenger. I'm sorry they're ugly, but they taste amazing. Don't sleep on this. Happy Halloween.